everybody. This is Anthony Grigsby, World Events Insurance, worldeventsga.com, representing San Joaquin Black Biz. It's my Talk Tuesday, and today we got a very special guest for you. I've been trying to get her locked down on camera for a long time, and she finally said okay. So we're here with the one and only Denise Martin. How you doing, Denise?
Hey, good. How are you, Anthony?
Good. Hey, if you guys don't know, Denise is the owner of Next Home Approved real estate agency here in Stockton. She's a bona fide author of a credit book, credit specialist, and just in the real estate broker and just all around entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur. So, hey, Denise, tell us about how you got started in real estate and a little bit about your background.
Okay, wow. That's going to be a long story, so we'll have to give you the short version.
Okay.
Actually, 1998, I actually stumbled into the real estate industry looking for a job to take care of my girls. I became a single parent my last year at school at UOP and became divorced, and I needed to take care of my girls. I responded to this telemarketing ad, and lo and behold, 20 years later, I'm still here. So I actually started just by responding to a telemarketing ad, just looking for a way to take care of my children.
Okay.
And that's what started me in the industry.
Okay, but you've been booming ever since.
Well, it was a long ride. Actually, the first 6 months I actually made nothing. Everyone thought that this wasn't for me. They told me I should probably get another job, go into another industry because I had a slow start. But one thing about me is I'm very methodical. So I believe in, number one, I have to believe in what I'm doing. And then number two, I have to know what I'm doing. So those 6 months that I didn't close anything, I was actually learning everything that I could on my own. So from there, I learned, I studied, made my first $1,440 December 23rd, 1998, and from there was sailing. So again, just really learning the ins and outs of the industry. From learning the ins and outs in the industry, began putting some systems in place since I was going to be doing the same thing over and over again every day with every client. And so I put those things in motion, and from there, business really began to pick up.
That's what's up, man. That's beautiful. Everybody knows about the 2008 market crash. Housing market went down. One of the biggest things about our history or our people is that, we always talk about our lack of wealth building, lack of ownership. So it's not really, is it really that difficult to get a home for a person to qualify for a home?
You know what? Believe it or not, a lot of times it's easier to own a home or buy a home than it is to rent an apartment because of the competition. One of my favorite saying is, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We just don't know what we don't know. There are so many programs out there that will help you purchase a home with as little as no money down. And what I found is the two major challenges to purchase a home, believe it or not, is credit as well as having sufficient funds to close. So I can definitely help you overcome both of those challenges because of my experience in the industry. With looking at your credit report, all I need is a 5-minute conversation, and I can strategically come up with a plan to get you credit qualified. Then from there, there's lots of money and lots of programs out there that can help you purchase a home with literally zero down. Just to share a story, just recently I had a client who moved into a brand new home, $244,000 home, and she ended up paying $2,300 to close. Had another client who moved into a home and ended up getting $724 refund after she closed. So there's lots of programs out there. So no, it's not hard to buy, even after the crash. A lot of folks have had foreclosures and they lost homes during the crash, and so they think it's not possible. Guess what? That was how many years ago? So as long as you haven't owned a home within 3 years, you still qualify for those programs. So no, it's very simple.
I like how you say that, because I got another colleague of mine that says, you don't know what you don't know. And we're so fearful of what we don't know. We stay with where we're comfortable.
Absolutely.
We know people know how to pay rent. They know how to go to their job. They know how to do this and that. We have to go beyond that. And you say it's not that difficult. Come and ask. Just pick up the phone and call and ask the questions. You talk about that that 5-minute consultation. Take 5 minutes out of your day and come and ask questions. How can I qualify? You might be able to get in within the next few months to less than a year.
Absolutely. It'll take less than a year. I've actually had folks who didn't think it was possible, and just looking at them and doing a few minor tweaks, you know what I mean? I can get your score up over 100 points in literally a couple of weeks. How can I say that? And I say this now is because I've done it countless times. So it doesn't take a whole year. A lot of times people think that's how long it takes. Oh, it's going to take me this long. That's because you're not talking to the right people. But when you're working with someone, and this is not a sales pitch, this is the honest God truth. When you're working with someone who knows what they're doing, they can strategically put you in a position so that your score can go up that high in a couple of weeks. So it don't take that long. So if you've been on your job for 2 years and you have consistent, predictable income, then in credits is a challenge. That's an easy challenge. That's an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, yeah.
And there goes my phone as usual. Let me turn that off, which it should have been off. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Hey, that just means you're doing business.
Absolutely.
Right. So you were talking about, the credit issues now, and talking about speaking to somebody that's a professional. Now, I mentioned you were an author when I first went in the intro. You actually wrote a book about building and correcting your credit, right?
Absolutely. And the funny thing, Anthony, is not only have I written several books about credit, I actually wrote my first credit book in 1999. I've improved on it since then, written several other versions since then. And so if you want to find it, you can actually go on Amazon, How to Get a 700 Credit Score, and you'll find the book. But I recently developed a credit app because what I learned is most people don't like to read. Mm-hmm. They don't read. So you can give them a book, and guess what? They're still going to call me and ask me how to do it, and then they're going to want to pay me to do it. And I believe in empowering people so that they can do it themselves. So since they don't like to read, one thing they do have in their hand is a phone. So guess what? I developed a credit app that provides you the same strategies, tools, resources, letters, sample scripts of what to do so I can coach you through it. And now you and I are doing it together so that you get the same results that I get when I'm doing it for folks and getting their score up 100 points in 2 weeks. So that's pretty exciting. I'm actually launching the app, and it's funny that you came in today, but the app actually launched Friday. So the app is available for sale.
Okay. Well, hey, we'll definitely have that information, in our info box below. So let's talk about, just real quick, some of the basic steps that a person needs to take. Just out the blue, I want to get a home now. I think about getting a home. What are the steps I need to take that I can go through to get me from A to Z?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing you need to do is call me. Let's have a conversation. Because again, all it takes is a 5-minute conversation with me, and I will be able to help you understand exactly where you are in the process, whether you're ready to move forward with the credit pre-approval stage, or if we need some work that we need to do before we get there. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing you want to do. Once we determine where you are and if you're ready to move forward, then I've created another app which makes my life so much easier for you. It helps you to understand, okay, I need to prepare for financing. So preparing for financing, how do I do that? So how to do that, you're actually going to go, if you're working with me, you're going to go on my little app, and it's going to tell you what you need to do, what documents you need to gather. And not only is it going to tell you what you need to do and what documents you need to gather so that you can get pre-approved, but it's also going to give you a list of loan officers that I work with, partners, that's going to help you throughout the process. These partners that I chose to work with, which is on my app, they're partners who understand what first-time home buyers need. And then more importantly, they work with programs. So they're not afraid of programs and try to steer you away somewhere else. They understand one of the major challenges for first-time home buyers is what? Having sufficient funds to close. So with that being said, they know about all the programs and they specialize. So first step, talk to me. Second step, let's get you to start gathering the documents that you need to do so that they can assess your financial situation as well as look at your credit, and then do what? They're either going to say, yes, you're ready, or no, you're not ready. If they say you're ready, they're going to tell you the type of financing that you qualify for, as well as how much money you qualify for. That's important when you work with me. And the reason being is, when we start shopping for your home, you need to know those things. So if you're FHA approved, you don't want to be looking at a house that's going to be for VA, right? Mm-hmm. Or only going to be for conventional. So we need to know that. So that's the first step of knowing what your buying power is and what type of financing that you're going to be qualified for. Then from there, the rest is smooth sailing. We get through all the hard part up front. And that's where a lot of inexperienced and new real estate agents, where they fall short. They are so excited to get a client until they forget to go through that process, and now During the process, the client's excited, and then they find out that they didn't qualify. Why they didn't qualify? Because the real estate agent didn't do their homework up front. So what I do is I help you get through all of that process first up front. When I send you to a loan officer, you can take it to the bank. You're going to qualify. You don't even have to think, hands down, because we've talked about all the things that's going to be required before you even get to that stage. So I'm not just haphazardly sending you to a loan officer. I'm diagnosing you like you do when you go to a doctor and they ask you all these questions, and then based on their questions, they come up with a diagnosis. Well, when I'm talking with you, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm asking you the questions so I know what path you need to take. So again, talking to me, then gathering your documents, talking to a loan officer. From talking to a loan officer, we're talking about what you need, whether you need down payment assistance, whether you need assistance from the seller to help with closing costs to make it happen for you. You're talking with the loan officer and you're communicating that. The loan officer is then calling me back and giving me feedback. And then I need to make sure I structure the contract so that we can get you what you need when we go into contract. So those are really the steps to purchasing a home.
Man, it's that simple. She just went from A to Z with a matter of a few minutes, and you already in a home.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's a beautiful thing, especially for our community. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, we sit, a lot of us sit there, a lot of people that sit there and pay rent and pay somebody else's mortgage, put somebody else's kids through college, when all that time you could be building your own family's wealth and having ownership in this land of what they so-called opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to piggyback on that, a lot of times, even in today's market, we are in historical interest rates being as low as they are, in the 2%. I mean, I've been in the business for over 20-something years, and the lowest I've ever seen the interest rates was May 15th, 1999. How do I know that date? Because I actually refinanced one of my houses during that time period and got 3% interest rate, which it only lasted for a few hours. After that, it went up, right?
Okay.
We have not seen interest rates like this in our lifetime, and we will probably never see it again when they start to go up. So what does that mean to you all? That means rent is probably more expensive it is than to buy right now. Right now, rent, when you look at the rental market and the ownership market, and you do a side-by-side comparison, hands down, a lot of times, you're going to be paying less on a mortgage than you would be on rent.
Can you just give, I know it's not an accurate figure, but just give them a quick example of what a mortgage might be on a related property cost.
Okay.
So people can get an idea of, wow, it is cheaper to own.
So what I'm going to do, since you asked me that question, and I don't want to give you just something hypothetical, I'm going to give you something that's realistic. So I'm going to go here on my little app real quickly. I'm trying to do it fast. You know what happens when you try to go fast, it don't work as fast as you want it to. So I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to put the average price of the house here in Stockton, which is about $350,000, right? Okay. So we're just going to say a $350,000 house at 3% interest rate. Right now, we know the rates are probably in the high twos, so 3% would be safe. Principal and interest payment on a $350,000 house, loan amount $350,000, is $1,475.61.
$1,475.61 for $350,000 home.
If I add taxes and insurance to that for $350,000, let me just make sure I got that right. And mind you, I have to give the disclaimer: I'm not a loan officer. I'm not licensed. So what I'm doing is just going on a mortgage calculator just to show you, just to give you an idea what an interest payment would be. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. You're going to be paying for a $350,000 house at 3% interest. You have $1,475 a month, which is your payment that you make to the bank. Your taxes are going to be about $400 a month, roughly. Insurance about $125 a month, and then you have what is this right here? Your mortgage insurance, so $2,163. And this might be a little bit overestimating. This is what you can expect to pay for a $350,000 house. And mind you, this $350,000 house, you can get in with zero down, no money down. As a matter of fact, do you mind if I share a program that just came out?
I don't mind at all.
It's called the WISH program. It's just coming out. It's a program by Bank of America in partnership with Bank of America. I'm sorry, Bank of America has one. This was in partnership with Union Bank and some other entity. And they will give you up to $22,000 to $27,000 down just as a down payment. In addition to that, Union Bank is going to give you $6,000 to $7,000 as a grant for your closing costs. So you got a $22,000 down payment gift and then you have a closing cost gift that's forgivable. You're moving in with hardly nothing, if anything at all, period.
Now that's going with someone that knows what they know to get you the programs that you need to get into these homes. But back to the mortgage amount. So you're talking about roughly a $2,100 mortgage payment. Well, some people out here are paying, $2,000 for their home for rent. You could be that's your home payment, that's your house payment.
Absolutely, positively.
I know for a fact, I know a few people that are paying like $1,500-$1,600 for an apartment here in Stockton. I know that for a fact.
And then you know what I say to people? I just sold a house just not too long ago. The young lady, she purchased this home, and instantly, within less than a year, she has over $50,000 in equity. So I called her and said, hey, did you know you got over $50,000 in equity in your home? What does that mean? How fast can you save $50,000? We really don't realize it's not just about paying rent, but it's about accumulating wealth, because that's the fastest way to save some money is to own some real estate. Real estate historically, if you look at the history of real estate, the values always go up. At times of crash, we do have markets when the market crashes and it tanks and goes down. But if you look at the market from the time that you were born until today, and you look at what has happened with real estate, it's going to go up always. So that's a fast way to save money and to create wealth and pass down wealth to your children, to your family, to do whatever you want to do, fund your dreams, whatever, is by owning real estate. So it's not just about shelter, but it's about accumulating wealth and understanding what it is that you truly have.
Man, that's a lot of information, and it's a wealth of needed information. Well, Denise, was there anything else you wanted to add? Because you gave us a lot of information today. From calling you to going to your app to utilizing programs that people didn't know about to getting into homes for no money down. Did we touch base on pretty much everything?
Yeah, we did, Anthony.
Okay.
I gotta say that I was, this was a little shocked, but I'm glad that you came, because this is one of the things that I have to do more is start really getting the word out there and letting folks know what is available to them. And so I really want to thank you for your time today and coming in and making me do this interview.
Oh, hey,
Absolutely.
my pleasure. So real quick, let them know how they can get a hold of you.
Sure. We have a few ways of getting a hold of me. The easiest way is going to my website, askdenisemartin.com. Askdenisemartin.com. That's when you go there, you're going to see credit information for those of you who need help with credit, because what I've learned is 7 out of 10 of us have credit challenges. So that's going to be the bulk of us. Then those who want to just find me, you can actually click on some links on there. It'll have all of my contact information, including my phone number. You'll see links and you can click there, or you can always call me, 209-395-3848, 209-395-3848. So you can always call me, ask Denise Martin, send me a text message, and I'll be sure to get back with you.
That's what's up. Hey, so don't forget to give her a call for that 5-minute consultation. See exactly where you are. You never know, you might be ready to rock and roll right now. Hey, but this is Anthony Grigsby again, World Events Insurance, worldeventsga.com, representing San Joaquin Black Biz. Like and subscribe that button down there so you know what videos are coming out in the future. And as I always say, shop Black Stockton. We'll see you next time. Peace.